What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Gonna get going here in a second. Hope you guys are enjoying the show of your reality. Be careful what you. I don't want to say be careful, but be aware of what you plug into. Be aware of what you plug into, because what you plug into will project this exact same reality. For yourself, right? So just be careful what you plug into today and tomorrow, or any other moment you exist in simultaneously. So, with that being said, welcome to Conscious at Night Live, guys. If you have not subscribed, do so. Also, turn your post notifications on. And then also, we have a couple announcements. We will be going live this Wednesday for Wednesdays What Were You Thinking giveaways. Now, we do those giveaways at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The reason why we tell you guys to turn your post notifications on is because we are in different time zones. For the most part, when we go live at 9 for the Central Time, it's 8 p.m. So, and for other states, it's pretty much different. And like Pacific is 3 hour difference. So just turn your post notifications on and just look out for, around that 3 hour difference if you are in Pacific, 1 hour difference if you are in Central. But outside of that, we're going to be picking up where we left off for the do's and don'ts, the prefers, and the non-preferables of the divine masculine. So last week we integrated with do's, the prefers, like what do we prefer? And just to give you a quick recap, we went over 8 key points of preferences of divine masculine attribute and aspects. Number 1 was nurturing yourself. Number 2 was being initiative. Number 3 was being responsible. Number 4 was being empowering. Number 5, being practical. Number 6 was being balanced. Number 7 was being courageous. And number 8 was being logical. What's going on, Queen Shani? How are you? How are you feeling today? Yeah, I'm honestly super excited about it because it's a reminder, also to myself, because I am a divine masculine, just as much as I'm a divine feminine energy. But I think right now it's important that we return back to understanding what are some things that generally might not sit well with us, or we might not prefer any longer. Sometimes we don't prefer certain things like we used to. So it's good that we integrate, and it's good that we talk about the things that we don't prefer, because it creates boldness within inside of ourselves and things like that. So, you know. But in the meantime, if you get a chance to share this live, do so. Also, hashtags and things like that help boost the algorithm and things like that. But let's get right into it for the do's and the don'ts, and we're going to be focusing on the 8 points of the don'ts now. All right, so hopping right into it. Number 1, for the don'ts, for the non-preferables, what we don't prefer, right, to do as a divine masculine, like what we normally would not prefer. Number 1 would be neglecting ourselves, right? Last week we talked about nurturing ourselves, but number 1 for the non-preferables would simply be not to neglect yourself. Now, what do I mean by like not neglecting yourself? Like showing up for you. Like, all right, so for example, man, man, Johnny having a rough day right now. Like I can feel it all on Johnny. I can even see it on Johnny's face. I mean, he just came home from work. I mean, I can just tell his energy is just not it. Should I ask him? Should I just let him just relax and let him talk to me? I think I'm gonna just let him do his thing. So now Johnny over here, Johnny just don't look good, y'all. His energy is up and down, and Johnny's like, oh man, like I really like. He just needs to blow off some steam. So what Johnny does is Johnny goes and say, you know what? I would go and meditate because normally when I get like this, I go and meditate. I bring myself back. But no, I'm just like I'm too riled up. I gotta hurt something, man. I gotta no. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I need to go meditate. I need to go meditate because if I don't meditate, I know I'm gonna get myself in some trouble. But honestly, I do not feel like it. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna go sleep. And then that cycle happens again, and work happens again to Johnny, and Johnny comes home again, and Johnny's feeling like that again, and but this time it's worse because Johnny is not facing himself. Johnny's not nurturing himself. Johnny's not being there for himself. Johnny is neglecting himself. Johnny not, Johnny kind of being a little lazy for real because he's not showing up for himself. He not like being there for him. He not loving on himself. He not being kind to himself. Johnny mad, and his anger is building in Johnny. And sooner or later, Johnny's going to explode. And now Johnny is going to move even further away from the ability to nurture himself or others. But we will find out on the next episode of the prefers and non-preferables of the divine masculine. So that's number one, like neglecting yourself. How are things gonna get better in your reality when you don't show up for you? When you know you're going through some stuff and you know that if you get alone when no one else is around and when no one else is looking, and you sit with yourself and you sit in the grace of who you are as God, Elohim, the divine masculine and feminine energy, and you allow that grace, the ability to think differently about yourself and be changed instantly without having to bite your lip to be a better person. When you sit with that grace long enough and you just believe that I am love, I am loved, I am accepted, I feel accepted. When you just sit in that grace and you say, I thank you for your grace and I receive that revelation that I am love. And you just allow grace to just allow grace to empower you from the inside and inspire you to now love without having to try hard to do it. It's going to come naturally. It's not going to come inauthentically through anxiety. It's going to come naturally through love. You're going to find yourself with the boldness. You're going to find yourself with the courage to now love and not neglect yourself. But as long as you like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm sleep it off, drink it off, whatever I got to do to numb it. I'm cool. I'd rather neglect myself than have to deal with these emotions because honestly, I prefer somebody else to deal with these emotions, not me. I'm going to choose neglect. But honestly, I don't prefer that because it don't help anybody. Number two, lazy slash ineffectual. I would just say uninspiring, to be honest. Laziness don't just mean like I don't want to just get up and do nothing. Like that's not laziness. Laziness is when you have no ability to actually go within and create from within yourself. That's the real definition of lazy. Laziness is not I don't get off my feet and do something in a simulation. Laziness is I don't have the creativity, the boldness, the zeal to go within myself and ascend higher than myself. I don't have it in me to be inspired enough to evolve. That is the definition of lazy. Lazy, you can also compare it to a lack of hunger or thirst to righteousness, the ability to see all things through the lens of love. Laziness is I choose not to see me as who I'm truly am as far as my identity as love. Yeah, I'd rather just make up some stuff about myself and entertain myself versus actually going within myself to really see who I truly am. Am I Jacob or am I God? Who is going to win this wrestling match between God and Jacob? Is it going to be God or is it going to be Jacob? Is Jacob going to find himself in the land that he's going to call the Peniel? Is he going to finally climb this ladder of his and meet God? And when he finally meets God, is he going to wrestle with the revelation that he is God? And that the story was never even about Jacob. It was always about God. experiencing a reality through and as Jacob. We just forget, and when we come back to remembering ourselves by actually going in the kingdom in our imagination of God and as God, that's when we remember all things. And we know and realize that all these stories that we see was pointing us back to ourselves. I mean, it's ironic, right, that Yeshua told all the religious leaders that put their faith in the scriptures. He said, hey, they were pointing to me, yo. And then what Yeshua do? He said, hey, when they tell y'all it's outside of y'all, it's really inside. Go into the kingdom of God within yourself first, and everything will be added into you. Now, we already done took seek away, because seek is really was probably messing everybody up for real. Because people be like, seek first the kingdom of God. Now I'm like, I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Where I'm seeking. I'm trying to find which is lost. But I don't find, I can't. Shoot, it's dark, dude. You got a flashlight, you got a lamp, you got some oil in that joint, yo, because I'm out of oil, man. I don't know where the kingdom's at. I'm seeking, but I can't find. Because you're supposed to really seek, and when you seek, you do find, because seeking ain't really got nothing to do with finding something that ain't already aware to you if you know who you truly are. But the objective is to actually go into the kingdom of God, because you know the kingdom of God is just your imagination. So now if we just flip kingdom of God into imagination after we just flip seek to go into your imagination first, and everything else will be added into you. Well, how's everything will be added into me when I go into my imagination? Because in your imagination, you're going to see that everything is added into you. From your imagination, you're going to experience in the simulation, because the thought of your idea is going to marry the energy, and it's going to turn into an emotional expression called life. And you're going to experience that of which you created and married and gave birth to. So now you ain't being lazy no more. You ain't being lazy. But man, when I don't want to really experience that type of reality, when I ain't really trying to create for myself, when I ain't really trying to go in this imagination of mine and really live and have life and life more abundantly, because I know myself as God in my imagination, because this is what I go to create with myself in divine union as a masculine and feminine energy, as Elohim, letting us create man in our own image. Love. So number 2 is don't prefer to be lazy and ineffectual, uninspiring, because a life that becomes that of which they desire to is only done through grace. Grace is the inspiration upon one's heart and the ability to change one's mind and life entirely just by changing the way you think. You ain't gotta do nothing but just change your mind about you. Grace is waiting on you to tell it who you are. So grace can say, I agree, it is so. Number 3, irresponsible. Now, irresponsible is it's not in the sense of, yo, you left the refrigerator wide the freak open, bro. Again. Like, come on. We just bought all this oat milk. Gladly, that ain't gonna spoil. But dude, what about this? What about that? What about all that ass? Just like, yo, that don't have nothing to do with this. Irresponsible mean the outcomes of your reality. Being responsible of your reality, because you know you are the creator. Being irresponsible is putting all the blame on everybody else outside of you, all the situations outside of you, and never taking account that all of these situations that are outside of you that you're experiencing, whether in the light or in the dark, they are coming from you. Irresponsible just shows that you have a lack of awareness of oneself inwardly enough to know that everything that you are experiencing outside in the projected simulation is only coming from you. That just shows, if you are irresponsible, that you have a lack of connection with yourself. If you have the ability to point the finger at someone else, you have a shallow relationship with yourself, a shallow connection with yourself emotionally. Oh, it was the woman you gave me. Oh, the devil made me do it. The snake in the garden told me to eat the fruit. And I ate it. It was good. And I gave it to Adam. And Adam didn't have to eat it, but he ate it anyway. And it had nothing to do with me. I ate that. Yes, I did. I did. But he told me that I won't die. He told me that I won't die. But the fruit was good. You told me not to eat from the tree, and it was good. You, you could have told me it was good. But yeah. I pointed my fingers. That don't get us nowhere, y'all. It really don't get us nowhere pointing the finger. It only gets us back and forth with animosity between one another. And then now we forgetting that we're literally God just experiencing each other in different avatars. So now it's separation. And now I got beef with you because I blamed you. And because this was your fault. Because if you would have never did this and said that, then I wouldn't have did this and did that. Yeah, it's cause and effect, but that's the whole point of this reality, is that you get to see what you cause and effect from the inside to the out. It don't have nothing to do with anybody outside of you, because that's why Yeshua said, if somebody smack you, bro, turn the other cheek, because guess what? You created that reality yourself. Don't take it out on somebody else outside of you. The first person you got to forgive is you, because you are creating your reality. You can't forgive your neighbor if you can't forgive yourself. Your neighbor is only confirmation of you. How you feel about you. That's what neighbor is. Neighbor is the reactional experience of how you feel about you. Love your reactional experience of how you feel about you like you love yourself. Your neighbor outside of you don't exist. I promise you, they don't exist. It's only from a figment of your imagination. They are here in some sort, but they really don't exist. Because you are the one that is creating them in your mind and how you want them to be for you in your reality. It's all an illusion. The only thing that's here is just consciousness. And consciousness is taking up a reality through skin suits and simulated energy. We are here as God, experiencing individual souls. Number 4, the prefers and the non-preferables. This is the don't right here, y'all. This is what you don't want to do as a masculine. Oh, do not criticize or behaviorally managize. Like, don't do it. That's not going to, it ain't going to help you. It ain't gonna help you as an individual. And it definitely, if you are in a union with someone, it's definitely not helping nobody in no union, yo, real talk. Nah, man. You teach people how to see, you teach people how to be connected with their emotions. You just remind them by you being vulnerable. Okay, okay. So I want to show them how to connect with their emotions. And how do I do that again? You just allow yourself to be vulnerable, and then they will be inspired by the grace that you, the power that you show, the strength that you show being vulnerable. It will inspire them to one day open up. It was just like the Grinch, right? He had that little bitty titty bitty bitty heart, right? And then that heart grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and grew until he was able to now not just think about himself, but he was able to save someone else by putting his life on the line. The one that was stealing gave life. Remember that. But both characters are you. You either are stealing, killing, and destroying, or you're giving life and life more abundantly. But I promise you, the one who comes to steal, kill, and destroy are the thieves on the cross. The one who comes to give life and life more abundantly is the one in the middle. So criticizing and telling people, for example, I mean, the food was cool. You know, honestly, about several things that I can correct her about. Yeah, don't, because I ain't gonna lie, it was 4 things, honestly, that was so good, but I really only want to focus on the 3 things because, yeah, she need to be criticized. Honestly, yeah. Let's just criticize, please. Let's just get this over with. Hey, sweetheart. Oh, I would love to talk to you about dinner. Really? Yes. Oh, just how amazing it was. Just amazing how quick these these like criticizations just came to me to criticize you about your cooking. Like, darling, first let's start off with the bread. The bread was dry. You could have buttered it a little bit, just a little bit, you know? And then also, the crumpets. The crumpets was just too stale on the salad. Yeah. Yeah, the salad. You just threw everything off. Yes. And then other was the water was just too lukewarmish. I didn't like the water. You know the dishes. I don't know if the dishes were a little stainy a little, but I honestly I wasn't comfortable with the meal. You know, to be honest with you, I think you could have did a better job. It was a little bit cold. It could have been a lot warmer. You know, I think you overcooked it as well. Yeah. But anyway, it's just the thought that counts, I guess. You know, you are a pretty good thinker when you want to be, right? Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to do that as divine masculines because like what the heck was that? Oh, are you going to cook again tonight, darling? This is day 2 of how can I torture my husband? I'm just mess. I'm just joking. Yeah, yes, I'm joking with you. Yes. But yeah, yes. You said you were going to be cooking, or you said you were going to order out. I mean, what did you say you were going to do again? I just wanted to make sure, try to prepare myself for my will, or what? What am I doing? Okay. Yo, so you're going to order? Oh, no. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to make funeral arrangements. Okay, all right, I'm not with you. I'm sorry. Yes. So, and this is like that's what a divine masculine don't do because how are we building ourselves up and compared to what are we actually seeing ourselves do with others when it comes to our neighbors, which is just the outer expression of ourselves. Like, yeah, how are we building ourselves up on a daily basis? When we look ourselves in the mirror when we're brushing our teeth, like yo, oh dude, there you go again. Look at you. Just look at you, bro. Like, shoot. I mean, bro, like, just look at you, bro. I just love how like devoted you are to yourself, how in love with yourself you've become. Like seriously, like you got your back. Oh, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think I was gonna see you today, but because I saw you today, it just made my day like so much even better because it was just like, dude, I was already like on 10 today, but seeing you put me at 11, I didn't even think I can overflow even more. But it's just like when I saw you, it was like I was looking at me all over again. And I just was like, oh my God, is this what love really look like? I love you. I'm telling you, you already had an amazing day today. So it's no point to even say have one because you are the amazing day today. Oh, I love you. You have a great one. You are great. Yeah. And that's how you talk to yourself, especially when you want to get out of the mentality of criticizing others. You love you enough, you'll stop criticizing. You'll look to defend, you'll look to nurture, you'll look to care, you'll look to build up. We don't tear people down to build them up. We offer them a new brick and we let them decide, do they choose security or do they choose authenticity? Because only one gonna make you feel secure. And it's not security. Security don't make you feel secure. It's authenticity. It's love. It's who you truly are. Number 5, being impractical, just not having a game plan ever about nothing, about life. Like you have an alarm clock for what? Why are you even waking up at 6 o'clock just to look at the clock and accidentally fall back to sleep, almost as if you woke up to not actually do anything but go back to sleep because you have no ability to have any practicality with nothing. You don't want to do nothing. You don't know how to put 2 and 2 together to get 4. Where is the practicality? Like, I'm making all of these plans. I'm creating. But bro, you ain't giving meaning to nothing. Nothing's coming to life in your reality. Come on now, where the practicality at now? Oh, come on, you got this. You can not only create this portrait, but you can have such an emotional connection with yourself that as you are painting, each stroke is meaning something. Being impractical is only just in other words of not being in tune enough with your emotions to give something life and meaning. Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I know what it feel like to be like, bro, what is this life? Is this how it gets? It's pretty bleak. Pretty bleak. Like, for real, it's just like, but nah, man, you be in this world, but not of it. Be in this world enough to be practical. Don't be of the world by identifying yourself of it. Don't identify yourself with the world. You're God. But be in this world as God. Because as He is, so are we in this world. So be practical. Don't settle for being impractical. Don't settle for allowing yourself to create all of these realities, have all of these crazy, astronomical ideas, and none of them come into life. Man, bro, I feel real discouraged right now, man. What's going on, Johnny? Why are you feeling discouraged? Well, brother, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I've had several ideas lately, and ain't none of them came to life. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I tell you the truth, I'm tired of having all of these good ideas, and I'm trying to tell this person and that person and whoever will listen, and I'm telling you, no one's seeming to take a liking into my ideas, and and it's like none of them coming to life. I just don't know what I'm doing, you know. I don't have no desire, honestly, to keep creating, and that things just not come to life for me. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Well, just don't give up on yourself, Johnny. Don't give up on yourself now. You keep believing and you keep creating and you keep breathing life, Johnny. I try to breathe life, but I don't know if I have enough in me. Well, Johnny, do you know who you are? Well, you just called me Johnny. I'm Johnny now. Well, Johnny, like, if you want your creation to have life, Johnny, you have to know who you are, because life is knowing God and the one whom God sends. It's like that's how you actually have life and life more abundantly. It's actually knowing who you are as God and the Christ within you. What? Never mind. Yeah. Just don't give up on yourself, Johnny. All right, Johnny. I'm gonna head on out of here, Johnny. All right now, Johnny. All right. All right. Yeah, and you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you get through it though. You gotta see yourself and you gotta know who you are as God. Because that's the way you breathe life, because that's the way you get life and you have life. As you become aware of the life that you are as God and the life of more abundantly that you are as God, knowing that the Christ lives within you. Number 6, unstable. Number 6 for the dudes were balance. So the number 6 for the don'ts. We don't prefer to be unstable. We don't want we don't want to be this way, boom, bing, like a ping pong. We don't want the ping pong reality. We don't want the ups and downs. The ups and downs can sometimes be fun, believe it or not. But when you start getting tired of these ups and downs, then that's when you're like, all right, enough is enough. Now you start to resort back to the yes and amen God that you are, because now you see self-worth and you're not self-sabotaging yourself anymore and thinking that your realities cannot come to pass because you feel like you are more in tune to create a no for yourself in a reality where it don't happen or exist. And it's just like, no, don't create that for yourself. Love yourself enough to know, like, hey, my reality is so because I already said yes to it, and that's what I prefer. But what we don't want to find ourselves into is being unstable. Oh, I don't know if this is actually going to happen because, like, and then you start thinking of, like, thoughts that don't have nothing to do with this reality that you existing in and this new frequency and vibration that you're functioning in now. But you can't seem to not think behind you in a state of, like, guilt or shame or whatever the case may be to bring back old energy, and you plugging right into it. And now that energetic plugging in that old memory is bleeding now into this new timeline, and now is you're in a sense sinking because that frequency now is getting lower because it's getting heavier and it's more dense, and now you're going back into a frequency that you don't prefer due to being unstable. Being stable and having stability is being able to still ascend and arise and evolve because you are continually to lighten the load of your belief system. Allow yourself to be stable through grace. I am stable. Thank you for your grace, mom and dad. That's simple. Number 7, fearful. Number 7 of the do's were being courageous. Number 7 for the don'ts. One thing we don't want to find ourselves as a divine masculine being is fearful. Fearful is just the opposite of I forgot I was love. I forgot I was love. That's it. When we forget that we are love, we in return turn fearful. Fearful is just the state of I forgot who I was as love. When you forget who you are as love, you are in a state of anxiety. The state of anxiety gives you a different persona to act like. And now you are in an inauthentic state. You are what we would say, oh man, why you being fake, bro? Why you acting so phony? Like, I don't like hanging around fake people or phony people because, man. But then when we start realizing the fact that we was not wanting to be around fake and phony individuals that was outside of us, maybe we had a little fake and phoniness inside of ourselves. Maybe we wasn't being as truly authentic because why would we attract anything like that in our reality if that's not in us? Ooh, this is why I'm telling you, we got to stop like criticizing. We got to stop being ineffectual. We got to start being more responsible and less irresponsible, because irresponsible is not taking responsible of the life that you are creating, what you are attracting in your reality. If you don't like your circle, it's something inside of you that you don't prefer, that you keep running back to karmically because you're refusing to let it go. It's the relation that you have with yourself that you must release. That's it. If you don't like the fact that you continue to feel like certain things, you gotta let go of these relationships that you have with yourself and inwardly. Because if you don't, you're not only gonna be irresponsible, but you're gonna start legit criticizing something outside of you, and that's gonna even that's the biggest distraction of separation, because you act like it's somebody else when you attracting this. It's not. It's you. It's I, right? It will be me. Like, yo, this is happening in my reality. I maybe need to, you know what I'm saying, check what's going on in my reality here. Number 8, last but not least, illogical. So the dues for number 8 is being logical, having some sense of rationality, like being reasonable. Again, being in this world, but not of this world, right? So it's just about being reasonable, not overdoing it, knowing how to have also heavenly balance just as much as earthly balance, not being so heavenly, you know what I'm saying, minded that earthly good. You want to have some reason. You want to be able to know that you can relate to others as well. You want to have some sense of logic here on earth and being able to do things, being able to, just as simple as going fishing, knowing how to put a worm on a hook, knowing how to hook up a fishing rod. You want to enjoy this reality. You got to have some sense of logic, some sense of reason to be able to mingle and talk and get along with people that are in a state of mind of human. Like, we got to be able to function with one another and as one another, because again, everybody has a different level of awareness. Not everybody is in the awareness that they are Elohim. Not everyone is in the awareness that they are an angel. Not everyone is in the awareness that they may be a clone. Not everyone is in the awareness that they may be a different species. Not everybody is aware that they may be all in the same functioning consciousness as, again, a divine masculine and feminine energy. Not everybody is aware that they are in a stimulated experience of themselves. Like, so it's one of those things where, because we are in this, again, simulated experience, that when we understand that we are in a simulated experience, but also exist outside of a simulated experience, there's going to come a point where we have to have now balance because, yes, although we know we exist outside of here, we do exist inside of here too. So let us develop a way where we can honestly have reason enough to be and coexist as a collective in earth as it is in heaven. So these are the preferables and the non-preferables of the divine masculine energy, y'all. It has definitely helped me and it's continually to help me. But the number one thing that is helping me as a divine masculine is grace. It is grace. It's knowing exactly what I desire and what I don't desire. It's knowing what I prefer and what I don't prefer. It's knowing what I want to reflect and express and what I don't want to express and reflect. It's like, yo, man, I don't like feeling like this, but I always feel like this when this situation comes up. So you know what? I'm gonna change the way I'm thinking about the situation. Because again, it's not about the storm changing. If the storm gotta change, then the mind doesn't have to. But if the mind changes, the storm don't have to change. So which one gonna be strong here? Which one breaking? Which one's gonna be like, you know what? I'm not putting no expectation on you to change. I'm strong enough not to react. I'm love. I'm secure. And I'm not saying that you're not, but what I am saying is I look to inspire. I'm not looking to, follow after an energetic experience that I don't prefer. And if I plug into something that I don't prefer, then I'm not being authentic. And I think that that would be a greater injustice that I can do to myself versus to react to you. I choose to first love myself so that I can love you. Because both of us, not just one, but both of us, are that important. And that's how we live life. We wake up knowing that we get to attract exactly who we are. So it's best to go to sleep reminding yourself that I am loved so that in the daybreak, you can experience exactly who it is you are. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And yeah, I love you guys, man. Stay can, folks. Peace.